Don't sweat it. Get the podcast and get caught up.
I'm so happy I can't even feel my arms.
Available wherever you find your podcasts. Now, back to OverDrive.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966. Might be over now, but I feel it still.
All right, BioSteel Camp taking place in Toronto this week. We had McDavid on yesterday. Tyler Seguin coming up later in the afternoon, but got some Montreal Canadiens content. A Toronto boy in the city. Max Domi in the house. What's up, Max?
What's up, guys?
We talked a lot about you yesterday,
We
man.
were laughing.
Perfect.
You
Some
were
content.
You were causing quite a stir in Toronto and in Montreal, and I think you're playing to your audience, and you should. You're a Montreal Canadian. Those are your fans. But take us through this. Why take a jab at your hometown, the team you loved growing up? Why take a jab at Toronto?
I wasn't really taking a jab at anyone. I was just simply saying, I mean, I play for the Montreal Canadiens, so of course they're the best fans in the league. And they are. It's just a fact. And that's just, I don't really need to keep talking about it. I mean, that's who I play for. I love everything about it.
Right.
And I don't know who the reporter was, but someone asked me about the comparison. And
It was our guy. It was
just-
Mark Masters.
yeah,
the pot
just
down
the
there.
first thing that popped into mind was what I said. So
24 cups.
it's a fact.
They did.
And then the mic drop.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing. This is what I said yesterday. I think that proved how big of a Leaf fan you were growing up, which is obvious. I mean, your dad played for the team.
Yep.
But that's a jab every Leaf fan hears from all their buddies who are Habs fans. The mic drop 24 cups. Like, did
Yeah.
you ever hear that growing up, though? Like, when you were supporting the Leafs at that point?
Not really.
You never heard 24 cups?
No, to be honest. Again, listen, I don't really have anything to do with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't have any connection other than the fact that I
Right.
live in this city in the off season. My family lives here. I was not drafted by them. I never played for them. So, hey, I'm just an NHL player that plays for the Montreal Canadiens. I was drafted by the Phoenix Coyotes and now the Arizona Coyotes, and that's all I can really comment on is I played for those two teams, and that's all I know. And I'm lucky enough to play for the best team in the league now.
Well, where do you guys feel in terms of your progression? Like, you've been
Yeah.
there for a year. You guys had a good year.
Yep.
You missed the playoffs, but you guys were
Yep.
right in it all the way until the end.
Yeah.
You had a real, breakout season.
You know what? It was fun. It was a great time. It was a great team. Obviously, we all get along. It was lots of fun to be around. To be around the locker room, come to the rink every day and work and play for each other and have fun. And we know what we were capable of. Obviously, we kept that within our locker room. We still will, but came up a little bit short. So at the end of the day, if you're not making the playoffs, you're not giving yourself a chance to win the Stanley Cup, and that's the reason we all play. So it was tough, but that being said, we took some steps forward and some to build on, and now we'll just take another couple steps forward, and we should be fine.
I did a number of games last year. I think I did 34-year games, and so saw the team firsthand and saw it grow and saw the youth and the excitement coming. And so for you going into that market, tell me one player going in that you didn't see much because you were in the West, and when you got there and started skating, you're like, oh, this guy's pretty good.
Man, there's a lot of good. Our veteran group of guys is unbelievable. I mean, from top to bottom, you look at guys like obviously Carey Price, best goalie in the world, and Shea Weber is one of the best, if not the best, leaders in the league. His presence is second to none, and we've learned so much from both of those guys. And then you get on the list, Brendan Gallagher, Jeff Petrie, but the guy that surprised me the most is probably Paul Byron. He can skate with the best of them in the league, that's for sure. He's unbelievable, like hardworking guy, super competitive, works his ass off in practice. He's awesome, one of the best teammates I've ever had, and we're very lucky to have him. So I hate to say that I was shocked. Just I knew who about him, but I just didn't. I didn't play against him much, and I didn't realize how unbelievable he was. And he is a special player.
Weber, he returned around Christmas, right? Maybe just early into the new year. And I remember we talked a lot about him because he was coming off like multiple surgeries.
Yep.
Guy over 30. I was shocked how he returned. Like, were you guys, I know how you feel about him clearly, and he's a great, great player, but was there an element of surprise that he could step in and play that kind of, those kind of minutes and that kind of an impact after that kind of an injury?
Not really, not at all. I mean, if you know the guy, you wouldn't be surprised one bit because, it's interesting, right? Guys that are hurt, they want to be a part of it, but they never want to be a distraction. Even when you're Shea Weber, like the last thing that guy's going to be is a distraction to our team. But we'd come to the rink for practice and all through training camp, and he would just sit in the weeds, stay out everyone's way. And when no one was watching, you'd walk by and you'd see him working out harder than anyone. And he's not working out to get praise or anything like that. He was just so focused on getting back healthy as soon as possible. And it was day after day after day after day. And not once did he ever complain. Not once did he feel sorry for himself. He was just so locked in, typical Webby. And I mean, you just knew when he was coming back, he was going to be ready to go. And sure enough, right from the first game back, he was outstanding. And we're very lucky to have him.
In terms of your personal year, a breakout year with 28 goals. So going into the year, you're defining your own game. Are you a shooter or a passer? And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because when I watched you play, before you answer it, when I watched you play growing up through your scouting, and specifically at the Halinka.
Okay.
And I had actually written down in notes that I thought sometimes you decided before you went on the ice that shift if you were going to be a passer or a shooter and didn't take shots when they were available.
Yep.
And for whatever reason last year, it seemed like you made a decision that if the pass was there, great, but you were going to shoot the puck more than you'd ever shot it.
Yeah, you're dead on. If I was to answer the question first, I'd say I'm 100% a passer. I've always, since I've been a little kid, I've always gotten more joy out of setting up one of my teammates than scoring myself. That being said, being in the NHL, you don't get many chances to shoot. So when you're in that opportunity to shoot, you take